Okay, so I told you guys that I was going to write down everything that I've manifested consciously so far, and then I was going to make correlations between all of them to see if there was anything that worked better or faster, or why some things worked and other things didn't. Because it's very interesting to see that there was things I wavered on and I still got, and then there was things I wavered on and didn't get. But the very first manifestation I think I ever did was with my boyfriend that I have, and I learned a technique that was saying 100 things that I was thankful for every day while imagining that person's face. And that took about a month of doing that. I was just living my life. I don't even know if I was thinking about him in a way that was like positive, or I'm pretty sure I said I missed him and I want him and blah, 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 blah. And then he actually showed up in my reality working at the same place I work, but for a different company. So that was really weird. And then I was working at this job at Chili's, and I really, really wanted a position that was there because I was literally doing everything that was there, dishes, cooking, all the things. And I was like, I really wish that they had a position that was like a manager position, like an assistant manager, but that like could get everything but isn't salary. And I just said I wanted that, and I just knew I was perfect for the position, and it showed up. Like, I got the position, I got the amount of money I wanted, and it was like I didn't even know about manifesting at that point. I feel like I manifested the death of my mom, and it's a little bit dicey sometimes with stuff like this because I don't know if it's my intuition that's telling me these things, which it very well could be. But a lot of people say that intuition is just like, it's you picking up on your own fears. And I don't know what to believe on that. That's debatable, to be honest, because every time that somebody's about to die, for some reason, I've been able to talk to them before they die. So, like, something will happen, or, I'll get to see, like when my uncle died, I got to talk to him for 2.5 hours, even though I hadn't seen him in a couple years, but I got to talk to him for like 2.5 hours a couple weeks before he died. So it's debatable. I think that there's a lot of stuff that we don't really know about, all this stuff. But anyways, if I did manifest this, I was imagining what my life would be like without her in it. She was a very toxic person at the time. So there was a lot of suspicions and evidence that she was going to kill herself because she had previously drove off a cliff. She was just very unstable. She was fucking around with like ghost hunting and things like that. She was, I don't know, she was just using pills, stuff like that. So I just kind of had this whole story and this idea of that, but I just had a feeling. So and then I manifested a girl into the picture. My therapist was like, oh, why do you think that he would break up with you? If you guys have been together like 7 years, why do you think he would break up with you? He's like, do you think it was this, or this? And he kind of said it was my fault. And he also said probably another girl. And I manifested this girl into the picture. I was just worrying about it, honestly. That's how I manifested that. So, and then I had an intuition feeling. Again, I don't know if I created this or if this was just like intuitive, but I was cleaning out my car by his house, which I had worked for DoorDash. I reached under my seat and I found a key. And in my head, it was like, go check his house. Like, go check his house. And I drove past his house, and I just had this really tight feeling in my stomach. It was intuition screaming at me that no, this bitch lives there. She lives there. He moved her in like 3 weeks after we broke up, and sure enough, her shit was in there. So I don't know if I instantly manifested that or not. But I manifested a text from an SP. This is at the beginning of my journey, and that I was scripting and stuff, and I just read over my affirmations the next morning, and it just showed up. So that was easy. I manifested a call from my SP that took 1 week. I was affirming 1,000 affirmations or more a day, which back then seemed like a lot, but it's really not that much. Now that I'm like, I was doing the 1,008 technique. That's how I did that. But I remember I also had like a whole list of like self-concept affirmations and all these other affirmations that I was doing 1,008 times a day. And it felt pretty rough was affirming he was obsessed with me. I was affirming that I'm a master at manifesting. It was like all this stuff, and it was very rough. So and like a lot of the things that I'm manifesting, I was manifesting a text or like a call. When I manifested a call from him, it was not exactly what I wanted at all. It was like he was telling me, oh, my girlfriend's gonna call you to tell you that you can't talk to me, but we can still talk. It was just not good. So yeah, that was 1,000 affirmations a day for a week or so. And then I manifested my SP to say my name. I wrote it down because I heard about manifestation markers. So I wrote down, when my manifestation comes through, I will see this, or he will say this. And so he said my name. So my manifestation actually was unfolding at that point in time. But I couldn't fucking keep my shit together. Let's see. A couple of years ago, I was in no contact for like 1.5 years or 2 years, and I added him on LinkedIn. That was the only fucking way that I could even contact him. And I added him on there, so I at least knew I had a way that he would be able to contact me. So I put my number, I said, hey, here's my number, call me, whatever. And then I just affirmed for 2 weeks. I think it was 2 weeks that he's constantly contacting me, and it didn't show up in the way that I thought it would. It showed up in the way that he was repeatedly calling me, and every time he would answer, or I would answer the phone, he wouldn't say anything. He would just hang up the phone. So that was really weird. So yeah, that was 2 weeks of affirming, and I wasn't even like affirming a lot. Like, I was just affirming when I felt like it, and it was pretty natural. I manifested my friend to be holistic. I just said I wanted it. 6 months later, she was like, yo, I'm into this shit. I manifested pink cars just by saying I want to see a pink car. That happened within a couple days. And I'm kind of noticing a pattern right now, actually, that like, I think I expect certain things, like, because I feel like that I'm judging the size of them or something. So I think that, okay, so that's good. That's good that I'm noticing a pattern here, especially with those two like right next to each other. Then I manifested a celebrity crush to reply to my message on Instagram, which took 2 days of affirming. Okay, this is weird because there's people that are like, oh, it's your resistance to what you have. Like, this person has not messaged me at all. I've messaged this person for like an entire year on Instagram. They never replied, never opened it, nothing. And this is a celebrity, okay? Like, why would this show up in 2 days? This is what confuses me, is like, why in the fuck would that show up in 2 days? I was also trying to manifest a text from G-Eazy and never got that one. So yeah, that's weird that showed up in 2 days. I'm really not sure why. I don't know. That's very weird. I manifested my apartment. I affirmed while I was in fear. I was in fear for my life, and the person that I was with always was trying to have sex with me when I didn't want to, and so I was affirming for my apartment, and I asked my friend to script for me, and I guess the belief that she's really good and she gets whatever she wants when she scripts. I don't know. I got it like the next day, so, and it was like my perfect apartment, kind of. I manifested $4,000. This is back when I learned the law of attraction. I was told to imagine a way that you would get money. And what I said was I think the way that I would probably most likely get a shit ton of money is through an inheritance. And so I thought my dad, because I haven't talked to my dad in years, he's a piece of shit drug addict. I didn't really care about him. I was like, okay, I'm going to get an inheritance. That's how I'm going to get it. And I had assumed it was from my dad. And then they said to imagine doing something loving with it. So I imagine giving it to my cousin for babysitting or like, helping people. And then I literally like let it go, and my life kind of fell to shit. And 4 months later, I was like literally struggling with money, and I was saying, yeah, I'm struggling with money. I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills, blah, 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 blah. Literally out of nowhere, my grandma and grandpa call me. They're like, yo, like, because my great grandma had died like a while ago, but she's not like she's not my blood or anything like that. It's on my grandma's side and stuff. And they're like, oh, because your mom's gone, you get her portion. So I got $4,000 that way. So that was interesting, especially because I only imagined it like once or twice. Why did it show up in 4 months? I don't fucking know. Maybe because I needed it. I don't know. The timing of things is just very weird. I don't understand the timing of things, especially because, okay, this is what's more weird. I manifested the death of my dad, okay? So I had told you, like, I had thought, okay, the way I would get money is through an inheritance. So he just barely got sick. And the timing of it is really weird because it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, or 3 weeks before that, I started scripting that I want a great relationship with my dad. And then 3 weeks later, what happens? And it's just weird. I was thinking about my dad a lot. So the intuition thing, honestly, really, I don't know, because I feel like I was wanting a relationship with my dad because he was wanting one with me and he was dying. And because the timing was so weird. I was looking at pictures of him like, oh, I should reach out to him, all this stuff. And then, like, when I want a relationship with him, then he fucking dies. Like, why then? You know, it was just weird. So, yeah, the timing of things is very weird. I don't understand. Sometimes they come right when you need them, and sometimes they don't come at all, or I don't know. But anyways, I manifested a 3P away multiple times. The first time I did it, I was affirming for a couple weeks. Second time I did it, was affirming for a couple weeks. Third time I did it, was affirming for a couple weeks. The fourth time, I was like fucking sick of it, and I was sick of moving out. And so, the fourth time, I was like, I just wanted to live my life. I was burnt out. I didn't want to affirm anymore. I didn't want to move anymore. So I was just like, I'm going to live my life. And Milo, please stop, buddy. And I just had a mental diet. And every time I thought of him, I was like, no, he's disgusted by her. He wants nothing to do with her, blah, 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 blah. And I had a ton of evidence against that. It did not look like it was working. But I just persisted in it anyways because it made me feel better. And why not, you know? And yeah, it was like after 2 weeks, I started seeing shifts. Like he was saying, oh, she's annoying, but still it didn't look like it was in my favor. And I definitely wavered quite a bit, but I kept returning to my decision, and it eventually manifested after like a month, and she never came back. So, I also have manifested people going away just by saying, no, they gotta go. And I noticed this before I even started the law of assumption stuff. Like, before even, like, law of attraction, I would just say that, nah, they gotta go. And then people would, like, magically disappear out of my life. And I'm like, this is so weird. And I have other ones I need to put on here real quick. 1 second. Okay, there's so many more I'm just starting to think of. Okay, so let's see, where were we? Yeah, so 3P went away. I manifested an assault charge off my record. There was 3 different times I went to court, and I was affirming that they dropped the case and that I don't have an assault charge, that they lost the paperwork, and I wavered hella in between those times I went to court, but I did return to my decision, and I definitely got wonky results. They did lose my paperwork, and then they found it, and someone paid my fine off, and I don't know, they dropped the case, kind of, but it was because I did all the stuff I needed to do. But when I went to the court to get my my background check, it was completely gone. So it worked. It was, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. There's like times I've wavered and it's worked, and times I've wavered and it hasn't, and I don't know why. Let's see. I manifested 3P to cheat on my ex because he was with her and doing stuff with her, and I just didn't like it. And I was like, nah, she's gonna cheat on him. Like, I just said that. I changed the story and it worked. And oh, this reminds me of another thing too. I just remembered me and my boyfriend were in a fight. I didn't like it, and I was like doing revision for the first time, and I was like, nope, never happened, never happened, never happened. I just kept going in my mind, nope, it never happened, it never happened. And he came downstairs and he's like, can we just pretend like this never happened? And I'm like, yeah. So there was that one. I remember when I was, I have so many more coming back to my head. I remember when my boyfriend was in rehab and stuff. I kept saying, I'm the perfect woman. Like, I truly believed it at that time, because I was doing well, because my boyfriend was in rehab and I just was alone, and I just felt really good. And so I truly believed it. And then like my roommate was like, you're the perfect woman, like, you know, we should get together, and blah, 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 blah. So that happened. And then I've also done that by saying I was irresistible, and I was scripting that, and someone reflected that back to me. And then also I was scripting that I am always respected by everyone at all times, which was really freaking weird, because it was like people would be mean to me and then they would shift. They would just be nice to me out of nowhere for no reason, and it was really weird. So I had some things come by scripting. Let's see. And manifested the death of another family member. But my grandma got sick with cancer, and I just said, everyone I love leaves me, and it looked like she was doing good, and then she died. And then my other grandma, I was like scared to get close to her, and I said, everyone I get close to dies or leaves me or something, and she died. So I get scared to even say shit anymore, you guys. Like, all the people that have fucking died in my family makes me really sad. So, and then another person that I manifest that died, he was talking shit, or not talking shit, but he was like kind of trying to take away my money that was supposed to be from my inheritance from when my grandpa dies, and it just pissed me off. And I just said some dumb shit like, I don't even care if he dies, like, I just, you know, whatever I gotta do to make sure that I'm in the house that I want to be in, or whatever. Which I hate that I fucking said that, but it was just like, I was just so pissed off. I couldn't even believe that he would do something like that to me, because I had been in an abusive home for so long that, you know, I was like, you'd think that he would want me to have that money. So I was just pissed off, and I said that, and a couple weeks later he died. So, yeah, and I didn't get that house that he was living in either, which, I manifested hot and cold behavior at the hospital where he was too. I was trying to make sure he didn't die. And, you know, the fear and the worry really kind of, I think that emotion amplified why it happened, because I was more fearful and worried than anything. And I did get like the nurses to say like, oh, he's doing better. Oh, he's not doing so good. He's doing, like, you could see the hot and cold, like, and it just sucks. I manifested my ex-boyfriend's girlfriend's dad out of my house by affirming while I was in a state of stress and fear, and it was kind of hard. It took a long time, but eventually he moved out. It was a lot of me forcing the 3D also, but I just did not fucking want him there. Let's see, where were we at? Manifested lime green car just by saying I wanted to see it. Day later, it was everywhere. This is like all the cars that I've seen. I've said that, and like days later, they're everywhere. And so it's just, I think there's like an expectancy, like I'm gonna see this because I said I'm gonna see it. So that is a good thing to know. I said I manifested being a stay-at-home mom. I said I'd be a really good stay-at-home mom. And a couple of years later, I was a stay-at-home mom. I manifested my home. I put it on a dream board, and then I let it go. And for a long time, I was just trying to get a house, wishing I could get a house, wishing I could get a house, but knew I couldn't, didn't have the money, blah, 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 blah. I had a lot of limiting beliefs and resistance towards that, so that is probably why it took 3 or 4 years. I manifested this Smith's Marketplace out where I live, and I don't know why this took so long. I literally have no resistance to it at all. I didn't think about it again, but I said I wanted a Smith's Marketplace to be built in my hometown. I said I wanted it to be, yeah. Anyways, it showed up in about 4 or 5 years. Don't know why. Why would that take so long? I have zero resistance to that. I manifested my SP. That was like one of my biggest ones I ever did. I manifested him to show up the way that I wanted. I was trying to manifest a relationship with him, and I was very, 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 very close. Very close. But I just let it slip through my fingers because I'm a fucking idiot. I manifested someone to get better by scripting. She was really sick and in the hospital. She ended up better. I manifested a bed and a TV just by saying I wanted one, and it happened pretty quickly. Why? I don't know. I do not fucking know. Things just kind of worked out for me. I was meditating a lot back then, and things kind of just worked out for me a lot back then. Manifested the death of my dad. Manifested this person going to jail, like unconsciously. This is another one of those timing things, which is really weird, is like, I remember saying to him a long time ago, because he was rude to me and we were drinking, I was like, you're gonna end up alone. Like, I was just being a bitch, you know, because he was being a fucking asshole. And so I was like, you're gonna end up alone. And I said it with authority, and a couple years later, bro, like, he did some really fucking bad things to some underage girls. Very, very bad things. And he's in prison now, and nobody wants to talk to him. So that happened. But the crazy thing is before it was happening, I was talking to his wife, and I was like, you know, I think it was before he even went to prison, and we found out about all this stuff, because we didn't even know about all this stuff. I was trying to say, like, he's gonna come home, he's sober, all this stuff, and I was affirming for that. But then I found out all this shit, and he went to prison. So crazy. Okay, let's see. I think I already told you this. Yeah, I already told you that. I've manifested 3 different people out of my life. 4 people. That guy, the little rapist guy, I said I want him out. He's out. My boyfriend's best friend said I wanted him out because he was causing a lot of problems. It usually takes about a month, like, when I say that I want these people out. That's what I've noticed. And then he had this friend that was in his life too, and I said I want him out of my life, and it was like months, and he was still in his life, and I was like, no. I said I want him out of my life. And then it was a couple weeks later, and he actually just found a new job, and so that happened. So I don't know what's going on with my boyfriend's mom right now. I hope that I don't manifest the death of another person, but she has cancer now. Honestly, that's not really what I wanted to happen. I wanted her to go to prison because of the shit she did, which wasn't very good. She stole from her elderly friends, and then, I don't know. So I wanted her to go to prison, but I don't know. Now she has cancer, I guess. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I don't understand why. But I did say, I was like, I won't want her in my life or my boyfriend's life. So I guess however that needed to show up. That's not really what I had in mind, but whatever. So now I'm trying to fix that. I'm trying to, like, affirm for fucking that to be different. I don't know. Or I don't know. I'm just kind of at the point where I just don't fucking care about anything anymore. I'm very tired of trying to, like, flip my thoughts or act as God. Let's see. What else? I've manifested a couple perfect jobs. This is again before I knew about Law of Assumption and I was doing Law of Attraction. And I knew about the ask, believe, receive stuff, and yeah, I asked for a job, asked for what I want, said I wanted it to fall in my lap, and every single time I did that, it worked. Except for the last time, because I kind of had a belief that it's hard to find stay-at-home jobs, and so that last one took a really long time, and I don't know, I've kind of made a mess out of that job now too. But let's see. Manifested the perfect cat. It wasn't the cat that I wanted at first, but now I'm like in love with him. He is like the perfect cat. Manifested my boyfriend to get rid of his snake. It took a really long time, and then I was like, no, he's getting rid of his fucking snake. I manifested my boyfriend to be shitty with money, and manifested us into poverty, because back then I was like, oh, he he just spends money like it's nothing, and I just want him to understand what it's like to be poor and struggle. So stupid. So stupid. So stupid, dude. I went to a party one time, and it was like, this girl had been flirting with my boyfriend, and so I just didn't like her, and I was like, I'm gonna go to this party and I'm gonna steal all her friends, and she's gonna be so jealous. And little did I know that this girl was on cocaine. And she was jealous, all right, and she made all these lies up about me. And then she was like, she said something like about us fighting, and I was like, all right, let's go. And she got so fucking scared, dude. It was so funny. But yeah, that one was hell. She was being so fucking mean to me, dude. Like, she was, I was crying. She was just being disgusting. I manifested a brown balloon. Like, we had this like challenge where we'd write stuff down to see if we could manifest it. And I said I wanted something weird to come in the mail for me. What?
Look.
What?
He made his thing on him. Look.
Okay.
He has the thing right here by this next pen.
Yeah, what is it?
It's his back into him.
Oh.
That's why he did the color.
Oh, you're gonna draw it? So anyways,
Mama,
yes, what?
Dad is
You draw that? That's pretty.
I draw the sky.
That looks really good, baby.
For Nana.
It's for Nanite.
Yes.
We're gonna go Nanite here in a minute.
What?
We're gonna go Nanite here in a minute.
What?
Hey, it's okay. Okay, well, I'm almost done with this, and then we can hang out. Just a minute. Okay, and so this brown balloon, anyways, I just randomly got a bunch of brown balloons in the mail from Walmart. It doesn't say anybody's name on it. I don't know where. I thought someone was punking me. I manifested a cop to pull me over 5 minutes after I did the challenge God thing. Like, I challenge you to show me something, da 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 da. And yeah, I got pulled over by a fucking cop 5 minutes later. I got a ticket. So I don't challenge God anymore. I did that same challenge a couple years later, and I got pulled over by a cop again, but it was different this time because the cop was checking on me because I had said, you know what, just because it happened last time doesn't mean it's gonna happen this time. So it's wild shit, dude. I manifested my grandpa to say he had a new girlfriend just by scripting that I gift him that experience, but he said it once and then it never progressed further than that. I manifested seeing gnomes just by saying I wanted to see them. I manifested an apartment. Yeah, people give me my full refund. I don't know. I've manifested just like dumb shit, dude. Like really just dumb shit, you know? Nothing that substantial, I don't feel like. But I guess the assault charge one, that was probably one of my biggest ones. I'm like, holy shit, I can't believe I did that. But I'm trying to see a trend, though, in all of these. I don't know. Because the one where I was saying 100 things that I was thankful for every day, I had the emotion with that, and I was letting it go every single day. So, let's see. A lot of it was manifested with high, intense emotions of fear. But I also have things that didn't show up when I was scared, you know? So, I don't know. Let's see. The main thing that seems to be like a pattern, though, is, I don't know, because persisting. I feel like persisting is what gets you the result the fastest, because, like, the letting go things, it's very unpredictable. It could show up pretty fast by saying it and letting it go. So I think the persisting is a pretty good thing. Because it wasn't like I was like, oh, I want to be a stay-at-home mom, and then I contradicted it my whole life. Maybe, I don't know. Or like about my Smith's Marketplace thing. It wasn't like I was like, oh my god. I guess I was like, oh my god, I hate this grocery store that we have now, maybe, but still, that wouldn't mean anything. I don't know. It's weird it still showed up, though. But, like, I think a lot of the things, like, even manifesting, I think a lot of it is conviction. Conviction is probably a really good one. Conviction, yeah, because when I truly trust and believe that it's coming, and using conviction and saying this is happening, it usually happens. I haven't been able to trust lately that it's going to come through, but usually conviction and trusting and persisting. Because obviously I've wavered during a lot of these things. But the fear, I'm noticing the fear. Because there was a lot of times that I was manifesting stuff that I failed. Like a lot of times where I was manifesting an apartment and again, and the timing of it was like perfect. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to get this. And when I went in to go sign the paperwork and stuff, they denied me, but it was because at that moment I was fearing so fucking hard that I wasn't going to get it, and I was worried. I think that fear is a very, very heightened emotion, and it's your natural state kind of. So I think that really, let's see. Yeah, because like a lot of these I did waver, but I persisted anyways. And even when I was like saying I wanted me and my boyfriend to just both work and, you know what it's like to struggle and stuff, like that took a long time to manifest too, but I was very wavery, but it still manifested. So yeah, I think the main keys is don't fear, which I've said in my videos, don't worry, and don't give up. That's literally what I say in my videos. Don't worry and don't give up. Milo. Don't worry, don't give up. And what was the other one I was just saying? And show up as God. Like, have conviction. Which is easier said than done, you guys. I'm not going to sugarcoat it and be like other coaches and be like, oh, it's not easy because you're saying it's not easy. Like, it feels like a struggle to fight against your ego, or to fight against something you've known your whole life, fight against the grain, so. But I just wanted to make that to show you that I've manifested a shit ton of shit. There's more shit too that I probably didn't put on there. I'm tired. But yeah, like I said, I think have a clear intention of what you want. Ask, believe, receive. Know it's going to happen. And if you want it to happen faster, I would just say persist. And you know what's interesting is like, the things that took the longest were the ones I set and forget, but they did show up, but bless you. But the things that showed up the fastest are the ones that I not necessarily affirmed for the most. Because there was a time that I affirmed, why am I so lucky? And I affirmed it, I don't know, I was affirming it for 6 months, 1,000 times a day. I didn't even get a shift. I wasn't really paying attention to my mental diet, but, so I wouldn't necessarily say it's how much you're affirming. I think it's the state of emotions behind it, because when I was affirming for no contact to end, I was very calm about it, and I was persisting just enough. I was even drunk and crying about some dumb shit, but it wasn't related to that. But there was no energy to fuel it. So I think that it's important to focus on the emotion behind it 100%. And I think that's why emotional regulation is a must-have, and I've said that in my other videos. And I know that there's people that in Twist Mystics shit especially, that are like, oh well, you know your nervous system is like not a part of you, like it's also a part of a story that you think that you have to do it. There's nothing wrong with fucking doing it. There's nothing wrong with going to therapy either, which pisses me off, because there's people that are in therapy and there's coaches that are telling people like, sorry, Eric, I'm going to call you out. Eric says, therapy is stupid. You just talk about your problems all day, which is true. But sometimes it makes you feel better to be listened to. And I just want to find a way that we're not afraid of what we're saying. We're not afraid of going to a therapist, saying what we're saying, and it just being chill. You know what I mean? I'm going to find a way to manifest everything effortlessly, without fear, without struggle. I'm going to do this, you guys, because I know that for me, every coach that I've had, I'm like, oh, I like that they do this, but it's still fucking hard. It's been 4 or 5 years, and it's like, I should understand this more. I should fucking just get it. It should just be easy by now, right? So I want to figure out how to make it easy, not for myself, but for you guys too, because we're in this shit together. And it's easy for other people to just be like, your life's supposed to be good, just do this. So, anyways, I'm going to make a course, probably tonight.
And I'm gonna give you a high
And then I will put it up. Thank you. And then I'll put the course. Ow, that's not a high five. You're beating my ass. So yeah, I'm gonna make a course. I'm gonna put it up, and you guys can do it with me if you want. I think it'll work though, because I think I've kind of figured out, okay, this is when things were going good for me. This is when I really understood things. Because I think that's the problem with a lot of people, is they're in a state of confusion all the time. Where I'm in that, you know. And then when I affirm I'm a master at manifesting, or I'm a god of my reality, or whatever, I get it. It all just makes sense. And it's weird though. It makes sense to me. I know how to do it, but for some reason, even when I'm a master at manifesting, I don't really manifest things like that. So you can know all there is to know about manifesting, but can you apply it? You know what I mean? So is it enough to be a master at manifesting and have all the knowledge you know, but not be able to apply it? So I'm gonna come up with something tonight. I might even use ChatGPT to help me, because I have like the idea and I have the understanding of where I want to start it. And then, like, I know the base, this is what it's going to start out as. And then after that, yeah. Anyways, sorry, I just fucking ramble. But I love you guys. Sorry I don't wear makeup. This is me raw and real. And it is what it is.